Hey, it's Yitzchak Pierson, author of Amazon best-selling book, Open Doors, A Proven Guide to Reaching Your Highest Potential and Achieving Your Dreams. And I'm a certified high-performance coach. In this video, I'd like to talk with you a little bit about certified high-performance coaching, and specifically why coaching can be the thing that transforms your life, and why certified high-performance coaching is different than other coaching programs. You and I both know that if you're watching this video, then you're probably somebody who's got high ambitions in life. You've got a mission, a purpose, a goal, or an aim. You want to do great things. You want to experience a great quality of life. You want to be, fully charged each day. You want to feel alive. You want to feel like you're creative, like you're connecting with your people, like you're contributing. You want to have that full range of joy and vibrancy and fulfillment that you deserve. And you also know that, like every other high achiever or high performer in this world, that there's days that it doesn't feel like that. That there's days that you feel sort of lost or confused. Other days just maybe unmotivated. Other days disappointed. Other days completely uncertain, and other days frustrated. And so the challenge we all face as high performers and high achievers is, how do we get past that stuff? Well, you already know that sometimes you get yourself past that, and other times you need some assistance. Other times, we have to acknowledge that we've taken ourselves as far as we can possibly take ourselves. You know where you're at in your life right now. You got there, and your strength and your wits and your resilience and your ambitions and your fire, your will, your discipline, you went for it and you've gotten to this level. But sometimes it's easy to get to this level and stay there, and we plateau at this level. In our finances, this level in our relationships, this level in our work, this level in our giving, this level in our health. When it's this level and we know in our heart that we can go further than this, no matter how good this one is or how above everyone else it might feel or how low it might feel, this is really settling for us. This is really mediocrity for us. When you know in your gut there's something more in you, there's more in the tank. There's more to achieve and give and serve and be and do and experience out of life, but you're only here. But you spent decades getting here. You worked hard, you're smart, you're successful, you broke through, and you're still here. And you know in your heart that there's something up here. That's when you start working with a coach. That's when you realize that there's a big difference between reading a book, taking an online course, and having somebody lift you up, having somebody who is there with you step by step, having somebody who is the perspective and, frankly, who has the skills to rattle you out of that place that can feel like a cage or can feel like a trap or just feel like it's just not enough, because there's so many great things in your life that we could have if we had somebody to help guide us there. Look, if you're gonna go on a new hike in life, you're gonna go up in the mountains, personally, I'm not gonna want to wander without a path or a guide, someone who can show me the way, who understands the terrain. But I've got to tell you that coaching is a little different than a guide. It's a little different than a therapist. It's different than an expert, even different than a consultant. And I think that's why a lot of people get confused about coaching. They're not sure why. They know they need a coach. They know there's this level. They know they need a coach, but they're not sure exactly why. Well, I've got the answers right here. I'm blessed to work with some amazing clients, and I love to ask them, why did you hire me? You can hire anybody. Like, what is it about this coaching that engages you at this point in your career? And it almost always comes back to these 4 things. I'd like to share them with you. And I have to tell you how certified high performance coaching is so unique in accomplishing these things. So the very first thing, you test this to see if it's true for you. The first reason that people tell me that they hire a coach is for more clarity. Now, you know, they need a new level of focus. They need a new level of understanding or of clarity or confidence in what they're going through. Like, sometimes you just don't know where you're at. And am I doing good? Am I not? Sometimes you don't know why you do the things you do. Why is it that on Wednesday, you know, at 2 p.m. we were supposed to be working on that presentation, but you find yourself kind of like at a chair or sitting on your couch with a bag of Doritos? You're like, what happened to my day? You're not sure what or why that happened. Or sometimes, you know, you get trapped up in old thinking. You need somebody to point out how you've been thinking about that specific thing. And now you get this aha moment, this clarity moment, where you understand what your day is about, why you've been doing that, where you're trying to go, and what's really important to you in your life. Sometimes it's an outside person asking us intelligent, thoughtful, provoking questions that make us find our aha. Because, you know, sometimes you wake up in the morning and you have that aha, like, oh my gosh, and you get that moment of clarity and all day you think about it. What if you could just operationalize that in your life? That's what a coach is. They're operationalizing the number of aha moments you have. They're operationalizing the number of breakthroughs that you have on a consistent basis. They're someone who lives, eats, and breathes breakthrough to help you find that level of clarity. This is who I am. This is who high performance coaches are. They help you realize this is what I should be doing. That's not okay. This is what I want. Let's take that specific path forward. That's what coaching provides people. That's why it's so powerful. Here's the second one. That is congruence. Have you ever found that you know that your highest self is like when you're operating and firing on all cylinders, when you're in alignment with your values, when you're being your best self, you feel it and you're vibrant, you're connected to it. You feel like a person of integrity, and other times you don't know. What a coach does is they keep you congruent. If you said last Monday that you were going to do something, and then the following Monday, they're going to ask about it. If you said you really value your kids, but in 4 sessions you haven't talked about your kids, they're going to bring that up. If you say something is important to you and you don't stick to it, they're the person who has your best interest in mind with no judgment, and they will let you know about it and do it in a caring way. But they'll keep you congruent, and that's so important because it's very easy to be a high-performing person. Sometimes, you know, it's very easy to be good-natured, healthy person. Sometimes it's good to live our values, but we're human and we get out of congruency. So we need somebody to keep us more congruent in our lives. And I know if you care about congruency as much as I do, then you seek out other sources to keep it, because you know that your family, your friends, and your coworkers or your peers, they're not sufficient enough to keep you at your highest level in terms of congruency. They're not, because either they like you, or if they work for you, then they're yes people. They're yes, do that, yes, do this. Or just the frank reality of it is sometimes they don't have your best interest in mind. Maybe you've got some negative people in your life who would enjoy knocking you down, not lifting you up. And so sometimes the coach is somebody who can call out things to you and that you don't feel threatened by it, because you know they're just there to explore it with you and get you back on track. You already know they have positive intent for you, and as a matter of fact, they're compensated to get you in that place. Most of your family or your friends, they're not compensated to make you your best. Some of them, they want you to stay comfortable with being who you are, or their vision of who they see you as. I'm not judging your family or friends because I don't know them specifically as I speak to you here, but I think you know the difference between people who are negative and people who have positive intent for you, and who are frankly compensated to take you to that next level, to keep you more congruent with your best self. And third is challenge. People hire a coach for challenge. They need someone to push them to the next level, to challenge their limited thinking, to challenge the way they treat people, to challenge the way they get distracted, but also challenge them to rise into their highest self. There's one level of keeping someone congruent with who they know they are, with their current values and their current best self. There's a whole other game in challenging people to think bigger, and challenging people to think better, and challenging people to do better, and sometimes you need a third party to do that. I can't tell you how important it is when I'm working with athletes on their athletic performance. Most of what I do is all about success, performance, about mindset, about how to think about things, about how to set up routines for them to succeed at the highest levels. And what I've learned in that process is that these are people who are already good, and so few people around them will challenge them to develop into a better version of themselves. For example, let's say you're trying to learn something. Have you ever had someone challenge you to learn it faster? So that's the value of having a coach. They're going to keep you on a timeline of growth that is a little more accelerated than anyone else, because all of your friends, everyone else around you would say good job if they see you try things once in a while, but to really accelerate you, you need someone challenging you at an accelerated pace. Otherwise, you'll do it when it's convenient for you, when it's easy for you. You will prioritize ease over impact. And suddenly, weeks go by, months go by, and that big goal, that big dream you had got left by the wayside, because no one challenged you to reprioritize. No one challenged you to put it in the calendar. No one challenged you to rise above the noise and distraction and the negativity to do it. And that is one reason why people get a coach. It's an outside party who will challenge them to the next level. And the last idea that I have is camaraderie. I love this one. Camaraderie. No one wants to go at it alone in life. Sometimes we think we do at certain parts of our lives. When we're teenagers, maybe it's like, I'll do it. I'll take on that robot by myself. But then when we start trying to achieve real things, you're like, man, I wish I had somebody I could talk through this with, just to brainstorm with. And sometimes that could be your team, but you're trying to lead them. It's like there's a little camaraderie there, sure, but there's also the camaraderie of someone who you can share the private stuff with, the internal stuff, the complicated thinking, the doubts, the insecurities, the frustrations. At the leadership level, you can't always share those vulnerabilities with your team. I know you know what I'm talking about. It's the same way, it's like when you're trying so hard to achieve something without a professional to talk it through and to brainstorm, and someone who listens and to reflect at the level that gets more creativity from you. Accomplishing things can feel pretty lonely, and that's what we really fear. We fear being alone, and you feel fear being lonely or not accepted or not belonging. But if you're trying to achieve significant things, especially if you're an entrepreneur, sometimes you are doing it alone. You're solo. You don't have a team yet, but you got this coach, and every week you get to call them And their job is not to be your friend, but in the process, it starts to feel like that. And at least you got a person to call into. You know you're going to get that perspective, that aha, that clarity, that path you were looking for. I'm going to feel like myself again. You get somebody to give you remarkable energy every week and help you find your own clarity and your confidence to move forward. That would be worth it in itself. So those are the 4 big reasons that clients tell me all the time that they choose to work with a coach. And we see that universally. What we've developed differently with certified high performance coaching is how to make those things happen consistently. Because if you've ever gone through life coaching or executive coaching or business coaching yourself, I bet especially if you're a high performer, you got a little tired of the old way in which it was done, and you're looking for something new. So let me tell you about what's new and what's cutting edge and what works at the highest levels of effectiveness in coaching. It's what we call certified high performance coaching. And the difference in high performance coaching versus all the other coaching out there is the way that it is structured to move you ahead. Most life coaching sounds like this. You get a call from your coach every week or every month and they say, "Hey, how's it going?" Okay, what are you working on? What are you focused on right now? Have you done what you said you were gonna do? Okay, now what do you want to do? Okay, that's it. What's getting in your way? What's limiting you? Great. What do you want to do next time? What's your next steps of accountability? And that's the same call every week, every month, week or month after month after month. And at some point, you kind of step back and you go, look, I could just ask myself these questions. Why am I paying somebody to just kind of keep me accountable? I think accountability coaches are really nice, but I wouldn't pay much for them. I want somebody to move me forward regardless. And that's what high performance coaching does. It says, hey, look, I'm interested as a coach, as a certified high performance coach, I'm interested in your outcomes, in what you want to achieve. But I've got a bigger game plan for you too. Because you and I both know there's days or weeks that you could call a coach and you don't really have anything new to share. You're like, yep, still working on it. Still got that negative thinking here. Yeah, honestly, I just had a slow week. The kids got sick. I didn't really accomplish what I said I was gonna, yeah, they're fine. The kids will be great. Oh yeah, we had this thing happen at work, so I'm not getting ahead as much as I thought I would. And it becomes kind of depressing to call into a regular coach where it's just like you didn't achieve anything that week because you know what? Sometimes your family, your life, your team, your business, the world, there's chaos. Things get in the way and you don't feel like you did anything. That's why you need a high performance coach, because no matter what happened in your life, no matter whether you moved towards the goal or you didn't move towards the goal, each session there's a curriculum in which you're going to get asked questions that help you to grow and advance you as a person and a contributor. No matter what your goals are, the way that high performance coaching is structured is every session has an outcome that is moving you towards high performance as a person, no matter what you do, so that you can have the confidence that every single time you get on a call or do a Skype or meet a high performance coach live, they move you forward no matter what's going on in your world. And no matter whether or not you move forward that week, that's the power of having a comrade. That's the power of having somebody who's highly skilled to ask the right questions and a process that will take you and help you grow, regardless if you're having as much momentum at that moment or that week or that month. Now, they will keep you on track. They'll keep you moving forward. They'll keep you accountable. They'll keep you growing. But by having a curriculum that is moving you forward towards high performance, you become better in all areas of your life, not just achieving that one specific goal which you might have started with. You're living a life of greater abundance and fulfillment and aliveness and joy and just satisfaction and magic. And you can't do that if it's the old style coaching of, did you check in this week? You know, why not? What's the negative thinking? That's okay. But if you want to become a real high performer and you want to achieve at the top levels, you need a coach who has a plan for you, who knows how to work with you to lift your life in a holistic way, not just one little action at a time. Look, if your life is just about action items, frankly, you can do that. You can get an app for that, but there's no app for challenge and progress and breakthroughs and ahas, because that's what a third party gives you. And a certified high performance coach, they're the best. They're the best trained in the world with the most comprehensive curriculum to be able to do that. They're personally trained by Brendan Burchard, who is the highest paid certified high performance coach in the world. So they can take you through a process that we know works, that gets the outcome. High performance coaching has been blessed to be able to facilitate the delivery of thousands of sessions that were actually rated. And you know, we see certified high performance coaching on average, it gets about a 9.3 out of 10 across a 12-week session. That's 9.3 satisfaction level for certified high performance coaches. Do you know how high that is? In an industry where the average is 5 or 6, it's extraordinary. And it's because of the curriculum and the structure and the training. It's incredible training, and if you ever have the opportunity to work with a certified high performance coach, I say do it. That person has had a tremendous amount of commitment and will and training to do this work. They clearly own it. It's in their heart to do it. And you have the opportunity to work with one, do it. Coaching can transform your life. Coaching can be the thing that delivers something that can be the catalyst to greatness. You can go in it tangibly hoping you're going to achieve this one thing, and you come out on the other side a better person, more able to achieve at the next level and to sustain it, because ultimately that's what high performance is. It's the heightened and sustained ability to be in flow, to engage, to feel joy, and to achieve all the things that you deserve at this point in your life. If you have the opportunity to work with a high performance coach, do it.